Of course, this building is the P.I.C.'s place. What? You know, of course the P.I.C. has, like, is here. Because, okay, I'm not going. I'm just gonna roll with it. This room is. Will this room happen to be? Yes, sir. It's the prosecutorial investigations committee's meeting room. Oh, what? It's here? I heard they recently moved out of the prosecutor's building. Well, I think they moved here of all places. Mr. Edgeworth? Kay! What brings you here? How are you holding up? We're in the middle of an investigation right now. Sorry, but who might this be? This is my granny. Let me just... Hi there, Sonny. My name is Bonnie Young. Who the heck are you? She says. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. Miss Jensen, isn't Young the name of... Granny's the director of Die Young Hospital. This old lady's the director. Oh, you're calling Young, she says. She can read my thoughts. Oh, so that Granny's pretty important, huh? I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yes, she is. These people are patients' guardians. You know, the one with amnesia. It seems like she's a bit of an introvert. Hey, Sonny. You want me to cure that bad case of the frownies for you? She says. I'm afraid that's an incurable disease for Mr. Edgeworth, pal. Really, Granny? You want me to say that? I ain't got nothing to say to you whippersnappers. You're free to do whatever you want. But you better not get in the way of my autopsy. Please wait, well... No means no. Hey, you don't have the right to decide that, pal. What? Sorry, Granny, it's the coroner, you see. She's in charge of this case. So, ouch! I'm so very sorry, but that's the way it is. What do you mean that's the way it is, pal? Well, if you ask, I'm not the one who said it. Why are you hitting her? This is abuse. Kinda feel like... I'm watching a comedy act, sir. Well, we need to get back to the autopsy, so please excuse us and take care. What's with her attitude? We received permission to investigate, so there shouldn't be any problems. That attitude of hers is a big problem, sir. Okay, I need to... I feel Gumshoe's voice returning now, and I should probably not do that. Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do now? We'll investigate the scene, of course. As a prosecutor, I can't stand by and do nothing. Well, then let's begin. But the policeman said the dead person is also named Kay. Then I'm pretty sure I'm not the Kay that you know, Mr. Edgeworth. We shall investigate that now, but don't worry. There's no question that you are the Kay that I know. Okay. An amnesia K and a corpse K. Both are connected to the Grand Tower. I'm certain this case will lead with the K's lost memories. You there, tell me the situation about the security of this room. Yes, sir. To enter this room, a special C keycard is required. I see. In other words, not just anyone can enter this room. A's attorney. So, the person who found the body was also... Yes, it was a member of the P.I.C. who had come here for today's hearing. Oh, that's probably Courtney. A member of the P.I.C. If not for the case, right now I would be... This is Lady Justice. You sure know a lot, sir. So, what kind of powers does she have? She's a symbol of justice, not a superhero. The center of the scale represents justice. The sword, power, and the blindfold, equality. A pool of blood lies at the feet of a goddess statue. Judging from the pool of blood, it seems that this was where the victim was killed. But sir, the body's over there. After murdering the victim, did the killer move the body? Excuse me. Oh no, actually not. Excuse me. You are? Oh yes, what is it? That voice. It's from Karma, right? Do you know her, Granny? Good to see you again, Doctor. And you as well, Miles Edgeworth. What is she doing here? Franziska von Karma. She's a prosecutor working with Interpol and the daughter of Manfred von Karma. She should be jetting around the world right now. Wherever there's a case, I will follow. National borders mean nothing before me. Your presence here must mean that the case has international significance. You know well enough that I'm chasing a smuggling ring. I shall recover all the stolen goods and crush that organization. Then, does that mean that the smuggling ring is also involved in this particular case? Any further information is confidential. I am not obligated to speak with you about it. So, it won't be that easy. Miss Franziska von Karma, Granny says the autopsy report is complete. You're free to do what you want. In that case, we would like to investigate as well. I've heard rumors about you. No way I'm letting you near the body. Your prosecutor is getting the boot. You best run home now, Sonny. Just so you know, I was the one who said that, okay? Please, Granny, we need to investigate no matter what. Hey, Lassie, you were calling Granny. I'm sorry. We're not getting anywhere. I guess I have no other choice. Franziska, please allow us to aid you in your investigation. We must examine that body in order to find out what happened to Kay. To Kay Faraday? Faraday? I'm asking you too, sir. Kay's in really bad shape. I don't know what's going on. But fine, I'll grant you permission. You have my thanks. Of course, I didn't say it wouldn't come without a price. You'll explain everything to me later. Really all you want, sir. I wasn't talking to you, Scruffy. Ouch! Oh, it's not an interaction with Von Karma without Gumshoe getting whipped. So, that's how it is. If you would be so kind to authorize them too, Doctor. I suppose it's fine if he's with the prosecutor from Interpol. It's what she says, and I fully agree with Granny. By the Von Karma name, the entire world will be judged. That's just common knowledge. That's rather conceit for common knowledge. Well, it's not my B-Rex anymore. Is what she says. I hope I don't get in more trouble for this. You needn't worry. My reputation will not be shaken by something so petty. Unlike me, who was on the verge of losing his badge. Okay, let's see who we got here. This body is not Kay, sir. Doesn't look like her at all. Of course it is, and Kay is alive after all. Her age is, well, I guess around 30, and she's wearing a pantsuit. Maybe she works in the offices in the building. So, her identity is still unknown. The question now becomes, why the police believed her name was Kay? Oh no! Are you seeing what I see?
You mean the ID card?
No. She has a one of those paper rose things on her.
Yeah, that's true.
Something seems to be pinned to her jacket. It's made of purple cloth. Must have been forcibly torn off, doesn't it? The purple flower Kay had with her. I wonder if that originally belonged to the victim. Now that you mention it, the cloth looks like the same as the one in the pin. Yes, let's compare them without delay. It's a perfect match, sir. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, God. I'm getting to it. I'm gonna investigate everything. The fact that this flower belongs to the victim means... That can only mean that Kay Faraday came in contact with the victim. And about that corsage, it looks like it was forcibly ripped off. There is a possibility that Kay Faraday is connected to this case, and, depending on the situation, we may have to consider her as a suspect. What do you say? There's no way she did it. It's unthinkable. Kay would never do that, sir. However, it is true we have no evidence to deny that claim. Kay! It is nothing more than a possibility at the moment, isn't that right, Miles Edgeworth? Indeed, for the better or worse. There's a burn mark on her hand. Is it connected to the cause of death? No, it appears to be an old scar. She probably got it a long time ago. It seems that there's something in her hand. Detective, can you open her hand for me? Yes, sir, understood. This is... Oh, I know. This will be a gift card from the store. Yeah. It seems to be a key card. Ugh, why? The question is, what was this key card for? Could this be the murder weapon, sir? A three-pronged candelabra. It's consistent with a number of stab wounds. She was probably stabbed by the prongs in the candelabra. Can you see, bruh? I'm afraid it's not quite what you're imagining, detective. A candelabra is a candlestick with holder with multiple arms. Ah, it's a candle holder. You know, one time I forgot to pay my electric bill, and I had to get by with only candles. What time period are you from? This notebook. Huh? Is that Kay's promise notebook? This is the notebook she wrote all her promises to her father in. Oh, it takes me back, sir. Yes. When Kay was young, she and her father wrote promises they made in this notebook. However, why is it a place like this? Ah, now that you mention it, I was heard something from Detective Bad a long time ago. It seems that before anyone had noticed, Kay's memento had gone missing. What? So, a piece of evidence that was in police custody went missing. Detective Bad frantically searched all over for it, but it seems like he never found it. What could this mean? Why was the missing notebook found here? You then, do you happen to know anything about this notebook? The victim was carrying this notebook when we found her. It was the only evidence we had to identify the body. So, that's why you call her Kay. What a preceding victim, huh? Why does she have Kay's notebook? I sure would like to have the information, some information of the victim's identity, though. The left side of her white jacket has been stained in a deep red. With this jacket, the button's on the right side. That is interesting. Is that normal, sir? All my clothes have the button on the right side. As a matter of fact, no, it is not normal.
It's not normal.
It's not normal for women's clothes, Gumshoe. For women, it is normal for them to be on the left side. Also, chat, do you know why that is? I do know, and I'll explain it. But I would like to know if you all, and if you guys know it. It is a very funny thing, and it's very impractical. So the reason the buttons are on the left side for women's clothes on like things like this is because women would have someone else dress them, and it's easier for someone else to, like, you know, button them this way. Which is why women's like suit jackets and like this coats stuff like this without buttons are on the left side, and it makes it really inconvenient because who has servants to button their everything these days, you know? It's antiquated. Which is why my own, one of my trench coats does not have it like that, because I want to be a normal person, button like the things without being inconvenient. But that's only one of them, like all my other coats are the normal way. Yeah, I know. Well, yes, I have a girlfriend, absolutely, but I didn't when I, like, back then, when I got things. Mr. Edgeworth, you really do know everything. I don't know everything, I just know what I know. But that's just common knowledge. There doesn't seem to be anything out of place. There's something white in her pocket. And their gloves. Pure white ones, one for each hand, sir. They don't seem to be dirty. Could they be the victims? There doesn't seem to be anything in this pocket. This pocket has holes in it, sir. Judging by how the cloth was pierced, she must have been stabbed by some sharp object. All your coins would fall out those holes, sir. Detective, haven't you heard of a wallet? Of course I have, sir. I just use my pockets, though. Most people do, right? Never mind. There's some blood on her head. Maybe she was hit with something. We don't know that for sure. Our investigation will ultimately clear that up. Like, the autopsy is done, though, so can we have the autopsy report, please? Perhaps the key card the victim was holding is for this room. I'll go find out, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, from this room's security system, we were able to retrieve the data of the victim's card. So, that means that the victim was able to freely enter this room. If the card actually belonged to the victim, of course. Yes, of course. So, the victim's identity remains unknown. Should you really be calling me Kay? Of course. What are you saying, pal? Thank you, but then what about that woman? She is someone who you may have killed. That is all we know. Franziska. Rude. But at the same time, I do get Franziska's position because she's a prosecutor. Can't get personal feelings get in the way of her job. Blah 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 blah. There's no way that's true, right, Mr. Edgeworth? I also do not believe that you killed her. You are such a naive man, Miles Edgeworth. Here I come to save the day! That voice. Oh, it's the best. So don't be afraid. The best prosecutor is here today. Pardon the interruption. Mr. Edgeworth, get away from the victim. I have inherited her dying wish. No one asked for you. Did you know the victim? Just as I thought. The goddess of law will surely reveal the truth to us, so please, rest in peace. That's right. Now that I'm here, everything will be A-okay. The culprit will rue the day he crossed paths with... Yeah! Yes! Thank you, Franziska! Thank you! Miles Edgeworth, who is this fool of a man? Why is she glaring at me? You are Franziska von Karma, am I correct? I apologize for my late introduction. I am Justine Courtney. And the deceased individual is... Attorney Jill Crane, one of the members of Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. I see, so that's why she had the key card. I take it you're in charge of this case. That's right. And with me in charge, this case is gonna solve it. Ouch! Thank you, Franziska. That reminds me, I haven't caught your name yet. If you just wanted to know my name, didn't have to whip you! Just state your name. I will not tolerate any unnecessary remarks. Sebastian the best. It seems like the pecking order has been decided. Oh, I love Franziska. She's so good. I love Franziska. She's great. Mr. Sebastian the best? Here, this is from Granny. This is... Oh, the autopsy report. It seems like you've been bested, Mr. Edgeworth. This wasn't the competition to begin with. My job is done. Maybe we meet again in front of another corpse. Okay, let's go home quickly and eat some noodles. I'll be leaving too. Take care, everyone. Maybe we meet again at another corpse. What the fuck? The victim's head wound was post-mortem. Sebastian. And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. Estimated time of death is late last night. What is it, Justine? While I do appreciate your enthusiasm, perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle. That would be painful indeed. Anyways, it is quite clear now. Kay Faraday must be arrested. What? What's the big idea, pal? It is just as he says, detective. The culprit is Miss Kay Faraday. The young lady in bandages over there, although she's not wearing her usual attire. Are you not Miss Kay Faraday? And what will you do if she is Kay? If you're going to arrest her, then I will resist by any means necessary. That I guarantee you. I am now convinced. The doubts surrounding your suitability as a prosecutor were indeed warranted. It's fine, Mr. Edgeworth. You can go. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. What are you saying, Kay? You can't just go along with them, pal. But I don't remember anything. What if I really did kill that woman and then forgot about it? If that's true, acknowledgement is a goddess's mercy. Atonement is her will. The goddess of law will surely praise you for your prudence. Sebastian and Judge Courtney, if you believe she is the culprit, on what basis do you make your accusations? Unless I'm completely convinced by your explanation, I will not obey your orders. Fine, have it your way. Now sit and listen to the perfect reasoning of the best. Oh my gosh. I am the best in the world. No one else can do what I can do. Yes, that is why I was the first to realize that Kay Faraday was the culprit. She broke into the meeting room in order to steal something. In other words, she is the only one who could have killed Miss Crane. Is all His logic is as awful as ever, sir.
If even Gumshoe says that, like...
Harsh words, detective, coming from you. I ask for some basis to your claims, yet your reasoning has told me absolutely nothing. However, we have no evidence to prove she didn't do it either. You know, like, we have no evidence to prove she did it, and we don't have any evidence to prove she did it. Because, like, come on. Don't worry, Kay. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth will pull through a miracle. You think my deductions are some kind of miracle work? You'd better not disappoint me, understand, Miles Edgeworth? Because if you do, this whip of mine won't stay silent. If you believe Kay is a culprit, then I would like to hear the basis of your reasoning. Just sit back in awe of my brilliant deductions. Nothing escapes the watchful eye of the best. Before I even laid eyes on the crime scene, no, before I was even aware of this case, yes, I knew she was the culprit. Ouch! Basis of your reasoning. Yes, ma'am! Well... To steal something? Steal what exactly? That's, what Kay Faraday tried to steal was a file. Its contents, to be exact, an investigation report regarding Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Do you have any evidence to prove she needed something like that? I am not the one who needs to present evidence. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Yes, I suppose that may be true. What? At any rate, Sebastian, please continue your reasoning. Do you have any evidence to prove that no one else but Kay could have committed the crime? Nope. Sebastian, let me tell you what would be the best thing for you to do. Look into any other possible suspects besides Kay right now, post haste. The best thing for me to do? Look into any other suspect? According to the preliminary reports, there were no traces of anyone else besides her. Even so, it is a bit premature to declare she is the culprit. Declaring that she isn't so early into the investigation is a bit premature as well, is it not? We've all had evidence to prove Kay's innocence. Good grief, there's a limit how much you can falsely accuse someone. It's fine, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have to. Fear not, Kay. The truth will be revealed soon enough. Mr. Edgeworth, Kay couldn't have murdered Mr. Crane. If I can just prove that, she will be cleared of suspicion. Let's check the autopsy report a little more. The victim's body was discovered in the P.I.C. meeting room. The estimates are death sometime between late last night and midnight. The cause of death is stab wounds, left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. Birthmark on the victim's hand. Okay. Late last night, so let's check this one out. Yeah, I know. That is like, I agree, Tano. Oh yes, Pix, definitely.
That way of just wanting to one-up people all the time. But this instead, like, I want to strangle him.
He's a kid.
I know. And that's why I want to strangle him, because usually I'm not fond of kids.
Oh,
no offense.
He's not even a kid. Actually, he's not even a kid. He's 17. He's still in his Tunibio stage, really.
Yeah.
He's in a yeah. Priest's judge isn't helping. The product of the candelabra is covered in blood, and the shape of it matches up with the victim's wound. Is this a murder for this case? Oh, the P.I.C. is, of course, the P.I.C. is on the 50th floor. Yeah, 17 years, like, in the eyes of the goddess of the law, 17-year-olds are still children. So, say it, the judge. In the eyes of the law, yes. But you have greater autonomy. That's what you Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to also... That is also true. Already, I've noticed 2 contradictions in your testimony. My reasoning is flawless. Doesn't contain a single contradiction. The number of contradictions has just increased to 3. Oh, I get it! It's all like the plotted plan to mislead me, isn't it? Well, too bad, because I'm the best. Because the best will not be led astray. Wait a minute. No, we got hurt last time. So this is the one I think of because, like, the victim is Jill Crane. But Jill is someone, like, apparently cares about her. Objection! Okay, it's not her, this one then. Yeah, there's also that. Yeah, let's go with that evidence, like, how did she get in here? Allegedly! She is allegedly the great thief Yatagarasu.
Objection!
It certainly sounds like you are quite familiar with his room. The best man for the job should know all about the best places. Unfortunately, it seems that you are not the best man for the job. Are you mocking me? That's for you to decide. You didn't even know about this key card, did you? Of course I know about that. You need to enter this room. Huh? Was it really needed? This foolish fool simply doesn't know when to give up. Youch! Sebastian, do you really suspect Kay? That's right! She's the only one who could have done it! Well then, allow me to ask you. Since this room can only be entered by using a key card, how did she enter the room without one? Ah, well... She probably used this and that and... Oh, did you pull a muscle? Allow me to explain then. The door could only be opened by members of the P.I.C, which means... Yes, that is correct. She conceded so easily. Take a look at this. It's a record of this room that I investigated just a while ago. At 12:52 a.m., the door was open using Miss Crane's key card. It is probable that the killer entered the room together with the victim, Miss Crane. After entering, the situation must have soured, leading to the murder. Your logic holds, but it's still merely conjecture. I know it would imply the killer and the victim were acquainted. No way, pal. Kay doesn't even know the victim. Ah, she does, though. That is merely an assumption on your part, unless you have evidence to prove your claim. Evidence is everything, in court and at the crime scene. Without it, your argument is invalid. In that case, I trust you have evidence. To prove that Kay Faraday and the victim weren't connected. Of course. What? This letter was discovered by Dr. Young in Miss Crane's breast pocket. The victim's belongings. Why did she withhold such vital evidence until now? Could it be she was waiting for the perfect time to reveal it? Come to think of it. Like, Courtney is devious, but like, she shouldn't be a, like, yeah, updated autopsy report. Like, why is he a judge? I will read it for you. To Miss Crane, thank you so much for helping with my plan. I'm glad we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Kay. In other words, Kay Faraday and Miss Crane were accomplices. They probably planned to steal something from this room. Preposterous. Wait, then that means the main culprit is still Kay Faraday, of course. It just means that her crimes have increased yet one more. I'm the main culprit. Don't believe her, Kay. It's all a bunch of nonsense. There's no way Kay will do something like that. Nonsense? Not at all. The evidence speaks for itself, wouldn't you agree? I knew that they wouldn't suspect Kay unless they had some sort of proof, but to think that they would actually have such decisive evidence. Nicely done, Justine. Thank you very much. Hold it! Your explanation is still insufficient. I cannot accept such argument. Sebastian, will you please leave this to me? Alright, but make sure to shut Mr. Edgeworth up once and for all. I can't allow their allegation to gain any more momentum. I must turn it around here. The relationship between Kay and Faraday and Miss Crane is as documented in the letter. She wrote Miss Crane into assisting her with her plan. However, for some reason the partnership broke down. Miss Crane was murdered, but with her dying breath she managed to retaliate. Her parting gift is this letter, which is tucked safely away in the left breast pocket. Her testimony is even better than ever. Maybe even the most perfect it's been ever been, sir. Are you going to be alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, of course. How unsightly, Miles Edgeworth. Save your stoic act for some other time. Miss Von Karma, what side are you on? I am on nobody's side, Scruffy. When searching for the truth, it is best not to take sides. What would you say? What would you say, Miss Von Karma? Or else the best is gonna. Best, you say? Well, I can tell you that the side I'm always the How irritating. Well, I suppose that's one thing we can agree on. Oh, so I can't do it like this then. Okay, never mind. Okay. Hold it! And just what kind of relationship did Kay have with the victim? In the letters she wrote, thank you so very much for helping with my plan. The relationship should be quite obvious. That's right. Hold it. I would like to hear about Kay's alleged plan in more detail. Just as she wrote in the letter, she wanted to steal something. What's more, the sender of the letter is Kay Faraday, so that's obvious who the main culprit is. That letter could easily have been forged. It doesn't prove that she planned to steal anything. If memory serves me right, wasn't she a great thief? She's taking a break at the moment. I doubt there's any thief who would inform a prosecutor about their upcoming crimes. Perhaps she simply returned to her trade without your knowing. I suppose I have no means to deny that possibility. Kay Faraday planned the theft and Mr. Crane was caught up in it. For some reason, you say? It seems that your explanation isn't very clear. I'm sure the reason will become clear upon further investigation. But more importantly, there is no evidence to prove that Kay Faraday did not commit this crime. While there is some evidence to suggest she committed a crime, none of it can truly be called decisive evidence. What about the letter that shows their complicity and the scene of the crime? I think it's fair to say we cannot decisively rule out the possibility that she committed the crime. Do you have any evidence to prove that Kay was the murderer? Haven't you been listening? We've been saying that all this letter is the evidence. Oh, and where in this letter does it show she planned to murder the victim? Huh? Well, that's... I got it! It's a hidden message with an invisible ink that can only be read by heating it up. Sebastian, I wouldn't get your hopes up for something like that. There is, of course, evidence that points to her as a criminal. We searched the victim's left breast pocket as well, but you found nothing, I presume? Naturally, the officer who found the letter immediately brought it to the best man on the scene. The letter was safely tucked away in her left breast pocket, right above her heart. I believe this letter carries Miss Crane's will for the criminal to be arrested. I have no interest in your beliefs. What I am interested in is the truth. You said the letter was in the left breast pocket of the victim, correct? I swear by the goddess of law, there are no lies or mistakes in my statement. The letter was indeed discovered inside the victim's left breast pocket. The victim had been stabbed in the left chest area where the letter was hidden. This may very well be an important clue. I don't think that Kay wrote the letter. But unless I can draw out more information, that thought means nothing. I just started stressing with more details. I mean, that letter should be soaked through. Like, that red letter should be, like, red, just completely red. The victim held onto the truth until her dying breath. A truly touching story indeed. The voices of the dead are soft. One must listen carefully to hear their dying wishes. And Miss Crane has spoken. Kay Faraday is a culprit. Then perhaps the voices you are hearing are actually the whispers of the devil. Hey, don't make fun of Justine! Let's listen to the voice of reason. Judge Courtney, please take a look at the autopsy report. There's no need. I remember it perfectly. The victim was stabbed in the left breast. No, it can't be. The letter was found in the victim's left breast pocket. And that's where the victim was stabbed with a candelabra, right? Precisely. It wouldn't have been possible to stab her there without piercing the letter as well. So, that begs the question, why was the letter found in the victim's pocket? It is simple. It was placed there after the victim was murdered to throw suspicions onto Kay. Somebody intentionally wanted to create this very situation. In other words, there exists the possibility that the letter was forged by the true culprit. No! The real murderer tried to pin the crime on Kay. This is the only explanation for the letter. And in doing so, the murderer ended up digging their own grave, right? The culprit is Kay Faraday. The letter was... yeah, the letter was actually found in the victim's other pocket. Huh? What are you saying, pal? The officer's report was wrong when he said the letter was in their left pocket. It's actually in the... Ouch! A foolish fool who continues to make a fool of himself. Is there no cure to your foolishness? Why do you keep whipping me? Quit calling me a fool. Yeah! I saved you the trouble of punishing him yourself. Indeed, though I had no intention of punishing him. The letter is stained with blood, no doubt. No doubt because it was found in the left breast pocket. There couldn't have been an error in the officer's report, unless you were the investigator. Say something, Justine! Silence. You know? Silence speaks 100 words. I see you have no objections, but then allow me to continue. There is one more potential suspect in this case. Don't be ridiculous! The killer entered this very room. There wasn't anyone else who did that besides Kay and the victim. To enter the meeting room, one needs a key card. And the reasoning assumes the murderer and the victim entered together. This is what we overlooked. If we just discard that assumption, then...
Take that!
This is the keycard record Judge Courtney handed me earlier. The victim's keycard was used at 12:52 a.m. And there was another person who also used the keycard. So, you're saying it was when this person was waiting to ambush the victim inside the meeting room. The keycard was used at 10:15 p.m. I wouldn't say it's impossible. No, it is impossible. What makes you say that, pal? You got any proof? Of course I do. I myself that proof. I was the one who used that keycard. After all, if there's something strange about a P.I.C. member entering the P.I.C. meeting room, that proves nothing. That makes the fact that you were in here at all makes you a suspect. Or do you perhaps have any evidence that you didn't kill your colleague? Such nonsense. What would I gain by murdering her? Allow me to reiterate what you said earlier. I'm sure it will all become clear about further investigation. Why would I, a faithful servant of the law, commit a crime? True enough, I entered this room. However, that alone is not reason enough to suspect me of a crime. If that's the case, please tell me why you went to this room. I had some business to take care of, and some preparations to be made. Preparations? That sounds pretty suspicious, pal. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose what those preparations were. However, I am sure you can hazard a guess, Prosecutor Edgeworth. So, she was preparing for my hearing. She must have gathered all the necessary materials to take away my prosecutor's badge. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, wrong voice then. It is good to see young people go head to head so ruthlessly. Who is that? Sus! Sus! That takes me back. When I was young, I'd always butt heads with this brash detective. And then one day, he just disappeared. I hope he's still doing well. Ah, here comes the waterworks. Chairman the best. There we have it. It's money, of course. It's daddy money. Not even daddy money, it's daddy position. Fucking hell. Chairman the best. Did she just say the best? Hello, Courtney. You're full of energy today. You're full of energy today. Ah, and if it isn't Little from Karma, look at how much you've grown since I last saw you. Sir, it's been quite a while. A courtesy? You don't have to treat me like some sort of stranger, you know. Remember back to the old days when you sat on my lap and called me Unky Boo Boo? Here we go again. Oh, how I cried back then. Pops? What are you doing here? A member of the P.I.C was killed and I heard you were charged the case. What kind of prosecutor is followed around by his own father? Hold your tongue! Do you have any idea who this man is? Chairman of the P.I.C, former chief prosecutor. He is the right hand. God, my voice just cracks there. You know, that smile reminds me of a certain chief of police, you know? I have a new knife block. Yeah, the smile reminded me a little bit about the smile of Gant. Now, Courtney. I'm just an old chunk of coal. There's no reason to speak so highly of me. Please excuse my subordinate's behavior. I am Prosecutor Edgeworth, isn't it? Along with his trusty sidekick, Dick Gumshoe. I am Blaze the Best. I am the proud father of that idiot over there. Oh, when that boy was born, me and the missus were happy, you see. But now, I don't even know where she's gone to. Snub. Pops, you need a handkerchief? Ah, yes, Sebastian is an idiot, but he's a good boy, you know? Quite the dodging father and son. Now then, Courtney, how's the investigation going? Sir? We've established that the culprit is Kay Faraday, and are currently focusing our efforts. There are too many uncertainties in this case. It is impossible to determine that she is the culprit. Surely you haven't forgotten the matter about the letter. I already told you it was just a single mistake. The letter was in another pouch. You talk too much. No, let's pull plan A so everyone calm down. I'm sorry that you had to witness such an unsightly scene, Mr. Chairman. Don't apologize, Courtney. I can follow everyone's logic. Except Sebastian's, that is. Hey, Bobs! Chairman the best, I'm a prosecutor. My duty is to bring criminals to justice. However, I won't make someone out of a criminal without sufficient motive and evidence. I've heard about you and your relationship with the suspect, you know. You share such a strong bond. Kay has assisted the police in arresting criminals countless times, pal. There are too many facets of this case that remain unexplored. I see. The bonds of youth are a wonderful thing indeed. Wait, what? But that is that, and this is this, you know? What's that supposed to mean? The prosecutor's office needs to resolve this case as quickly as possible. I mean, just think of all the other cases piling up. There's no time to waste here. It's unfortunate, but you understand, right, Edgeworth? What? Now then, Kay Faraday. I'd like to arrest you now. Okay. No, I won't let you. Kay is innocent, pal. To defy the chairman the best is to defy the law. It would be a grave act of disloyalty. In other words, a hearing won't be needed. Are you prepared to lose your prosecutor's badge? That's Mr. Edgeworth's badge. You can't do that. Using the prosecutor's badge as a shield. What does the P.I.C come to? Yeah, like, you know it's bad when Francesca even think it's a bit much. Okay, you haven't done anything wrong. Mr. Edgeworth, it was only for a short time, but thank you for everything. I'm sorry, I turned out to be a criminal. We will make sure to impart your confession to the goddess of law. What should I do? When I was young, I wanted to become a defense attorney, like my father. Someone who can fight to save those in need. And right now, this badge is holding me back. A mere badge for the life of a dear friend. I don't even have to consider it. All right. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Judge Courtney. What is it now, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Oh, I like that little detail with like Francesca just like taking her whip like that. In that was great. Just that little. Because you know what? This is I can see Francesca becoming motivated here. And that is great. And I think she will be motivated against the P.I.C. because, you know, like just Francesca's sense of justice is like just it is up there, you know? So a motivated Francesca. I want it. Let's go. This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this? Consider this my resignation. I love this. I am no longer a prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing? Explain yourself, Miles Edgeworth. You can't be serious. Mr. Edgeworth, you're joking, right? If you aren't a prosecutor, then my mission is to bring the truth to light. If it's the prosecutor's path to turn a blind eye to the truth, then that title is worthless to me. I think I like Worthless, better than worth nothing. The title is worthless to me. I will walk in the path that I believe in. I will not be stopped here. You're running away from the Von Karma, from me? No matter what you say, I don't intend to go back on my decision. So, you're leaving me behind again. I'll never forgive you for this. No, this is all my fault. I'm sorry if I weren't here. Wait, Kay. Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me. Mr. Edgeworth, boss. I'm not your boss anymore, detective. That's... Oh. You know, it could also be the bad thing. Oh my god. Oh, Francisca. Poor Francisca. I feel bad for Francisca here. That's just too much, sir. It's always been you and me. We've always been a team. Detective Gumshoe, you no longer need to follow my lead. You should try to accomplish whatever you can on your end. Oh, this is bad. We just let a dangerous criminal escape. Oh, I can get it away. After all my hard work, you see. Rest assured, Miss Chairman, this area will be locked down immediately. Good! I expect the best from you, Courtney. Oh, look at that. Courtney is having second thoughts. That's what that tells me. The fact that she walked up there and like just... Okay, so she just picked up his badge like that. I think she's having second thoughts. Yeah. And that like, so on one hand, it's like, that little thing that like, if my job is to ignore the truth, the title is meaningless. Like, just like that. Like, and that he was willing to just walk away, just like, fuck you guys, I'm going for the truth. Like, your definition of my job is meaningless. My job is to find the truth. So I think Courtney is just having this second thoughts there. Oh yes. Okay. She's not here either. Where in the world could she have gone? Knock knock, I'm here. Mr. Shields. What's going on, guys? One long face. Tiger from Uncle Ray, you won't be popular with the ladies looking like that. Why are you here? Did something happen? That's my line. Have you seen the news about the murder of the P.I.C. headquarters? Your hearing, wasn't it today? I found myself wondering if you guys had someone got caught in it. Wait, it's already made the news. I hear they're searching for the teenage girl suspected of killing an attorney. I can't imagine it could have been her, but it's been bothering me. Can you give me a full rundown? The truth is... Miles, are you trying to give your Uncle Ray a heart attack? I'm not joking. She really did lose her memory. On top of that, she's a suspect. That makes things even more difficult. Where would she have gone off to? She lost her memory, right? I was hoping she would return here, but not likely. She felt responsible for what happened to you, right? Then, there's no way she could come back here. I know that, but where else can I look? Calm down, Miles. This isn't like you. It's rare to see you get so heated up. Well, that's a bad thing. If you're trying this hard to save an innocent suspect from false charges, I'm sure you'll make a great defense attorney. Actually, just a while ago, I turned in my badge. But that doesn't mean that I'll decide to become a defense attorney. Besides, Kay isn't just a mere suspect. I may have only known her for a short time, but we've been through quite a lot together. And I know she isn't capable of murder. I'm sure surprised. I never thought you would go so far to support someone else. I don't know if you ever realized yourself, but it seems that a deep bond has already begun to grow between you and Kay. I'd say giving this my bond with your father a run for his money. No, it is not that deep. She just keeps barging into my state of affairs. Yeah, that girl can be quite a handful. But I'm certain that something has changed inside you since you met her. I'm really jealous, you know. After all, I lost my old partner. And that's why you need to find Kay right now. I don't want you to lose your bond like your Uncle Ray did. Well then, I have a proposal. We have no idea where she is, and searching around blindly won't get us anywhere. In that case, why don't we start searching for the cause of her memory loss? Maybe that could give us a lead. I see. That might be a good idea. From what she told me, something must have happened to her at the Grand Tower. Oh great, that's it. Let's get going then. Hey, at the very least, could you stop looking so grim? If you stay that way, Kay won't want to come back after all. Good grief. I am no match for this man. Oh, he's so good. I love him. Ray is so good. Ray is wholesome. You know, I don't think I've ever described any character in this series as wholesome. But Ray is just wholesome. Oh, there's Pearls, of course. Pearls is also wholesome. Okay, the assistants in general. So, Ray, Kay, Pearls, and Maya. They're just wholesome, a lot of them. Is it already dark? Still open and they were murdered. You gotta admire their capitalist spirit. But there's no one here. Looks like we've got the place all to ourselves. Just ignore the granny on the right side there. To prove Kay's innocence, I'll need to investigate her memory lost memories. Hey, let's go, Miles. We can investigate the roof as much as we want. So let's do what we can. Do what we can, huh? I suppose that's all we can do for now. Miles Edgeworth, so we meet again? What are you two doing here? Well, we came all this way, so I thought we'd buy some cotton candy. And what about you? You want folks to get a run idea about you? Do not worry, I'll decide my own actions. You're just a no-good ex-prosecutor. It's no wonder you got the axe. God, like, poor Edgeworth. Wait, what? You got fired? You needn't be concerned with what happened to me. Are you sure? Oh yeah, what happened to Kay? That's... You know what? I think I'm gonna stop Ace Attorney here. Not to aggravate my voice. And do something else. To play some Hat in Time for the rest of the evening. I'll be, you know, clipping everything as it should be and putting them in the right places and so on and so on and so on on the YouTube. So select this and boot up a Hat in Time. That's a very good idea, Laplace. I'm going to just steal it and go take a little bit of a break before we continue. and we'll go into Hat in Time afterwards. I'm gonna do a ad break in the meantime and play some music while I go get myself some tea. So I'll see you back in just a moment. Will be it for this weekend, at least for today. We've been streaming for 4 hours now, 2 hours of Ace Attorney and 2 hours of Hat in Time, and I think that's a good place to stop now. I'll be of course editing this and putting it on the YouTube as soon as I can. It'll take a while though, because I want to finish. I still need to finish editing the previous Hat in Time. So, yeah, I don't think there's much else to say. Can we raid someone? Yes. Let's raid Dylan. Let's raid Dylan. Because that's cool. Playing more Toho, and we like Toho. So I'm gonna link the Baba Yetu on the YouTubes, from the YouTubes rather, on my Discord. The song is superb. So thank you for watching. Thank you for Axolot. I probably butchered that name. Crash 666 for a follow today. Hope you'll enjoy yourself here together with us. But I wish you all a good weekend. And I hope to see you on Monday for the more Ace Attorney. Good night.